This is from ABC. A 70-year-old woman is speaking from her bedside, 70 years old. Once I was 7 years old, my mama told me, boy, you better get yourself some friends or you'll be lonely. A 70-year-old woman is speaking from her bedside after being beaten brutally. Not in Afghanistan, not in Taiwan, but beaten brutally and even kicked in the head by multiple attackers in broad daylight not in Taiwan, not in China, not in Ukraine, but in San Francisco, California, United States of America. Watch this.
This is the housing complex where Mrs. Zhang's mother, who requested we refer to her only as Mrs. Ren, has spent the past 2 years hiding inside from COVID. Until yesterday, 70-year-old Mrs. Ren now hides inside for another reason. Bedridden from the extreme pain she suffered when approached by 4 juveniles Sunday evening, who asked her what time it was, according to police. Mrs. Ren says that's when the suspects realized she had an iPhone 7. Video the housing complex provided to SFPD to be used in the investigation shows the suspects follow Mrs. Ren into the elevator when she refuses to give up her phone. The horror doesn't end there. When Mrs. Ren tries to hide in the hallway and is unable to close the door, the suspects return again, not to steal her watch or earrings, but her keys, and to take turns assaulting the terrified senior.
That's in the United States of America, San Francisco, California. And I want to remind you, if you saw that, if you didn't, you can podcast it. Black people attacking this Asian woman, 70 years old. And when they put it in the mainstream media, liberal media, whatever, they're going to say it was white supremacy or racism. They're not going to say it was black people doing it. In San Francisco, no police. Oh, but you can send police over to Afghanistan to kill one of allegedly Allahu Akbar people. But you can't send the police to protect a 70-year-old woman. And you people, you get caught up with this nonsense stuff about Al-Qaeda and this woman going over there like it's a big deal. The big deal is happening at home. Just like the big deal is happening within you and me and each individual, the big deal is happening in America. Everything starts at home. It starts with you first. Can you imagine that? This 70-year-old woman was beat up by young black people. And they're going to call it, when they do, and if they play it at all, they're going to call it, if they show it at all, they're going to call it white supremacy. Or white supremacy is really destroying the country. And they're attacking Asian, right? And they're going to have blackface showing it, but pretend they're talking about white people.